Entering next season, the NBA is approving 2 new rules that will completely change the way the game is played. Are they good changes? Are they bad rules? What other rules should the NBA consider implementing going forward? We're going to get into all of that and more in this video. But first, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like. If you comment, I will reply to you. I'm a nice guy, I promise, so hit me up in the comments section. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So last year, the NBA cracked down on probably what was my biggest pet peeve in the league, and it was those unnatural movements from offensive players. So like when players, they kick out their legs because they want to draw contact on a three-point shot or something like that. Or literally, like an offensive player, they could be running full speed with the defender trailing them, and then they could stop on a dime, jump backwards into them, and still get a foul call. Just completely unnatural movement. Just for the sole purpose of baiting the officials into foul calls. Good riddance. There's no place for that in the league, and I'm happy it's gone. But keep in mind, any new rule change that the NBA adopts will have to do 2 things. It needs to improve the watchability of the game, and it needs to keep the game fast-paced. There's a reason that the league doesn't call every single travel call, because we all know that the NBA players travel a lot. But it's no fun to watch a game stop every 15 seconds for a travel call. So that's why, you got to keep things moving. So already going into next season, there are 2 new rules that are expected to be passed with a vote. First one is the transition take foul. So this was the most obviously needed change going into next season, in my opinion, and let me explain what it is. So basically, let's say that a team has a fast break opportunity, like a 3-on-1. That one defender could stop that fast break by literally hitting a guy on the chest, giving him a hug, not even going for a steal or playing real defense. They literally just take a foul, and then it'll be the offensive team's ball out of bounds. So if you're like, wait, hang on, that sounds like a good strategy. You just stopped a fast break with one guy. It is a good strategy, which is why teams were abusing it. Then you would see at least 3 of these per team per game every single night, and it was tough to watch. So at least make a defensive effort to try and stop the play. So now if the ref sees you doing a take foul where you're literally just trying to get your hand in there and stop the play, it's going to be the offensive team shooting 1 free throw and getting the ball back, as opposed to just getting the ball back without a free throw. The other new rule that the NBA is approving is that the play-in tournament is official. It's here to stay. So if you don't know what the play-in tournament is, I will happily explain it right now. So the play-in tournament is basically the teams with the 7th highest and 8th highest winning percentages in each conference will have 2 opportunities to win 1 game to earn a playoff spot. The teams with the 9th highest and 10th highest winning percentages, the 9th and 10th seed, they will each have to win 2 consecutive games to earn that final playoff spot. That's like the simplest, quickest way I could explain it. I think this chart does a pretty good job of showing how that actually works. But I really, really like the play-in tournament. It's super exciting, and I'm really happy to see that it's staying around for good. Those are the 2 official new things happening that are officially going into future seasons. So be on the lookout for those take fouls. Keep watching the play-in tournament because it's going to be really exciting. But I have 5 more great ideas that the NBA needs to consider and implement immediately. At least do some trial runs in the G League or something, because there's a lot of more work that the NBA can do to help improve the actual product on the court. So number 1 is more of a point of emphasis than a rule, but fewer official reviews, please. Anytime they review a play, it takes 2 minutes. It completely ruins the flow of the game. The refs they're all huddled up, standing around this one tiny-ass monitor. Meanwhile, in Secaucus, New Jersey, you have a whole officiating crew with plasma screen, 4K TVs all over the walls. They got surround sound and everything. What do they be doing? They just be chilling the whole game. So my idea is, anytime there's an official review in the NBA, 30-second timer starts. Those guys in Secaucus with their fancy TVs, they're going to make the call. Let the refs know this is what's going to happen. No more 2, 3, 5 minutes of stopping the game just so the refs can, make their best guess. And the same would apply for the challenges as well. The people in Secaucus, New Jersey with their monitors, they're going to make that call and let the refs know. Number 2 is a continued play on a shot clock violation. So I'll have to explain this one with a video, but basically, let's say I'm playing lockdown defense, right? The other team, the offensive team, they can't get a shot off. So eventually they throw up this heavily contested mess, and I block it right as the shot clock buzzer is going off. Because that buzzer went off, it's a dead ball, shot clock violation, my team's ball out of bounds. When ordinarily, if I had played good defense, blocked the shot, but the buzzer didn't go off, I would just pick up the rebound, and now my team has a fast break opportunity. So because the shot clock buzzer went off, my team, the defensive team, is being penalized, which is wrong. So let me just show you what I mean. The Warriors are playing great defense on the Spurs on this possession. They can't get a shot off. Danny Green's going to have to force something. It's going to be an air ball. And instead of the Warriors being rewarded with the fast break opportunity, since the shot clock ran out, it's a shot clock violation, their ball out of bounds. Rule number 3 is a big one. The NBA needs to officially go positionless. This applies to all NBA voting and All-Star game voting. So currently the All-Star voting allows for 2 backcourt players and 3 frontcourt players. And what I mean by that, front court is just small forward, power forward, and center. Backcourt players are point guards and shooting guards. But in today's NBA, players are getting more and more skilled every single year. It is very common for teams to run 4 guards and 1 big. Think of Curry, Poole, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond. That's basically, 4 guards and a front court player. And think of guys who traditionally play the front court positions like Giannis or LeBron. Meanwhile, they're handling the ball, serving as a de facto point guard for their team. And then when it comes to the All-NBA selections, which is an honor given to basically the best players in the NBA after the end of every season, it's composed of 2 guards, 2 forwards, and 1 center. So this is kind of coming from a more personal note, but let's say, theoretically, the 2 best players in the NBA in the season are both centers. One of them is not going to make first team All-NBA just because he's a center. This is what happened to Joel Embiid for 2 years in a row now. He's finished second in MVP voting behind Nikola Jokic, but he's been second team All-NBA 2 years in a row just because of the position he plays. I don't think this is right. The All-NBA team voters they're instructed to vote for the player at the position that he plays most regularly. So a player who receives votes at multiple positions is only classified at the position where they receive the most votes. So ultimately, this can cause a player to be slotted a lot lower or miss an All-NBA selection altogether. And we've seen it before. For example, Draymond Green in 2016, he received some votes at forward and he received some votes at center. But he was placed on the second team just because he lost out to DeAndre Jordan because all of his votes were at center. And then again in 2020, more recently, Chris Middleton, he garnered votes at both forward and guard. But he was not even on the third team despite having more votes total than Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook because they were both classified as guards. This seems backwards, seems messed up. The NBA is becoming positionless. Multiple players play multiple positions throughout a singular game. And it's time for the NBA to catch up and become truly positionless. Before I get into my favorite idea, number 4 is a point of emphasis that actually my fiance came up with. She's not really into basketball, but she follows it because I love it. And I asked her, what's a rule that you would like to see in the NBA? And she was like, maybe fewer technical fouls for players showboating. I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty good idea. The refs have gotten a little soft. So I think when it comes to, if you want to hang on the rim an extra half second, a little more room for trash talking, that sounds like a good idea to me. Just fewer technical fouls because I feel like there's so many ejections. Y'all remember when Draymond Green got suspended for yelling at his own teammate? Yeah, no more of that, please. And finally, at number 5, this is my favorite idea, okay? The NBA needs to implement this immediately. Everybody like, comment, and share this with everyone you know because Adam Silver needs to see it. Everyone needs to see it. Target score overtime. We've seen this in the All-Star game, and it saw huge success. Basically, at the end of regulation, instead of going into the 5-minute overtime, you set a target score of the total team's points plus 21 points. So the score is tied at the end of the fourth quarter, 100 to 100. The winner will be the first team to 121. No clock. I'm telling y'all, man, these games are going to start feeling like pickup games. The energy is going to be different. And not to mention, you save the players from those grueling double overtime, triple overtime games, especially if you're on a back-to-back. Plus, you're guaranteed to get a game winner every single overtime. 21 points might actually be too much. So maybe 15 or 18. Let me know in the comment section how this rule sounds to you. I definitely think we should at least try it out. It's not like overtime rules are broken like in the NFL, but it's all, like I said, about creating watchability, increasing the basketball product on the court. And they already tested it out with the All-Star game, and it looked dope. I definitely think it's worth a shot at the very least. So that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate you tuning in. These are the 5 rules that I would implement into the NBA effective immediately. Let me know in the comment section what rules you would like to see in the NBA. 4-point line, What else? A flop warning. You can get rid of seeding altogether. Just do 1 through 16. There's that European rule about offensive goaltending. These are all stuff I thought about, but these are the top 5 that I think I would push for the most. So let me know in the comments section. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for staying tuned in. Check me out on social medias at Flex Hoops on Instagram, and I'll see you all on the next one.